What motivates me is just sort of the mystery of the human condition. I see art as an attempt to explore something that's underneath that, or whatever that might be. And that's just me trying to define that for myself through the practice of depicting the figure again and again in different pieces. My name is Roland Longstreet, and I'm an artist, and we are at my art residency in Chinatown. This art residency is provided by Single Double, which is run by John Esguera and Justin Nakasone, and this is kind of their extra space that they use for artists as a residency. My work is focused on the figure, and most recently it's basically the central focus on human presence and the human condition and just the depiction of it through paint. I've always been into art ever since I was young, so that's kind of always been a path that I see myself going on. And when it came to actually producing work, finding a subject that I would be inspired to dive into and to produce more work about, I kind of just centralized on basically human existence and the human figure, because I'm basically speaking to the existence that I'm currently living out. So this was my first attempt at doing a full figure. For me, it represents the moment where I evolved from just doing the portraits and the heads into my attempt at doing a full depiction of a figure. So that's probably the most meaningful to me in that way. It really started from when this residency started, is when I was able to produce on a larger scale. I was dabbling in doing a little bits of certain types of art, and then I realized that I need to centralize on a body of work to sort of be fruitful with this residency. That's how I've really started exploring my own language with depicting the figure. It's kind of a separate point that it happened during the pandemic. You know, it was a quiet time. There wasn't a lot of people walking around, and so it came together in a weird sort of pressure where I had to produce because of the reality that there was no longer any excuses not to make the art anymore. I'm working on building more work up to have a show either in this space or somewhere in Chinatown to kind of wrap up the residencies. And then from there, moving on to the next step of finding a studio and building more work and exhibiting from that point forward.